What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about the first 5 things you need as a filmmaker to really bump those videos to the next level. I wanted to create this video because when I first started, I really didn't have a clue what to get, like what was actually going to be beneficial and worth my investment early on that will allow me to work for clients, produce a high quality video, 5 pieces of gear that are crucial to really jump starting your career as a filmmaker.
Right now.
All right, so to start out, number 1, obviously we need a camera and a lens. This actually is what I started on. It's the a7 III, Sony a7 III with a 24 to 105 millimeter lens. Before we get into this specific setup, I just want to touch briefly on the amount of different brands out there. For me, it was a toss-up, really. I mean, and there's a lot of things, like you see a lot of stuff on the web, Canon versus Sony versus Fiji versus Blackmagic. Did I say Fiji? See, I don't like Fuji. So for me personally, this is exactly what I started on. It was a Sony a7 III with a 24 to 105, as I mentioned before. And this kit was perfect. It gives me, this lens specifically gives me the flexibility to have the 24 to 105 focal lengths, and it could shoot 4K at 24 frames per second if I needed the 4K, but it also could slow down to 120 frames at 1080, which today 1080 is a great resolution to be using still. And if you're just jumping in, like, it's probably something your computer is going to be able to handle. And so all of those kind of things are stuff you need to look into, do a ton of research. But this is the first kit that I started with as a filmmaker, and it produces a great image. The second item that you have to have, I'm a big fan of just capturing the best audio. On my camera right now, I have the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus, and that is what I would recommend, but there are some cheaper options that do a great job. So get yourself an on-camera microphone, because one of the key elements to any filmmaking or storytelling is capturing the audio. Like you want to be able to capture the audio, whether it's the stream that you're filming or cars driving by. Even getting that ambient noise is a huge piece of the post-production process. And the other microphone type I want to talk about is just a basic lapel mic. So these are great and they're really versatile. You can use them for pretty much anything. And this is my absolute favorite. It always does a good job. I've never had any sort of failure, knock on wood. But this is the Tascam 10 DRL. Is that right? No. This is the Tascam DR10L. It's just a little lapel mic, and I could be wearing this right now if I didn't have this microphone. And it just records right into this little box. Now, the con to this is you do have to sync it in post-production. Otherwise, a on-camera microphone is recording right into the camera, which saves you a little bit of time in post-production. If you want something that's kind of all-around versatile, I would definitely go with this Tascam lapel. Just a great option and super reliable. That was number 2, audio. First you got your camera, then we're gonna focus on audio and just capturing the best audio we can to tell your story. Number 3, we're gonna talk about stabilization. As a filmmaker, you're wanting stable footage. Now, it depends on the project. Some projects we might want like a little shaky feel, so we get the viewer to feel like they're in the moment, they're part of the action, whatever the case may be. A lot of times I will shoot handheld, and in that moment, if I'm trying to be as still as I can, there's a couple other techniques, elbows in tight, really close to your body, and trying to just minimize your motion and make the motion be either your subject or whatever is out there moving, whether it's a tree or water or people or cars. Make them be the movement in your shot. The next best form of stabilization is a tripod. I actually made a full video on the tripod I recommend the most, and I will link that up here. It's also linked down in the description. But this is the Manfrotto Be Free tripod. So another form of great stabilization. And if you're filming yourself or you're filming any sort of subjects, again, focus on the movement being the subject, not necessarily your camera. It would be hard to like move with the tripod. All right, the last form of stabilization that I would actually highly recommend investing in earlier than later, is a gimbal. Currently, I use the DJI Ronin S2. I would say 80% of the shoots that I'm filming on, I am using a gimbal. That was number 3, stabilization. I know that was like 3 different things within 3. The 4th thing I'm gonna recommend when starting out is a good backpack, like a good camera backpack that you can take with you that can hold your gear in a safe environment. Now, depending on the type of filmmaking you're doing, this is my favorite go-to bag. It has tons of options for accessories to be able to clip on, to carry your tripod, to carry your gimbal, to attach batteries, to just you name it. Low Pro 450 is a very good bag to put your money towards. I suggest the 450 over the 350 because eventually you're gonna grow out of the 350. It's really small. It's good for just like run and gun. For me, I just found like I had to bump up to the 450 because I needed a little bit more room. It's nice being able to have the bigger pocket for your laptop. Just invest in this early rather than later because you're gonna find yourself needing this down the road. So the last thing I'm gonna recommend is a really good laptop or desktop computer, preferably a laptop because you can take it to different areas. You can take it to a coffee shop and get out of your studio and go edit, get kind of the creative vibes flowing, and it's just my preference. There's a lot of great options out there when it comes to laptops and editing and processing power and performance, and you could spend $1,000, you could spend $10,000. It's just like there's a huge range out there. But get something that you can grow into, knowing that you're shooting 4K and it's gonna be a larger file size. You want something that's gonna be able to sustain and not bog you down when it comes to the creative process of post-production. All right guys, so that was the 5 things that you need as a filmmaker when you're first starting out. If you can focus on those 5 things, camera, lens, that's kind of one encompassing like your main unit, your audio, your stabilization, your bag, your camera bag, and then your post-production, computer, what you're editing on. Those 5 things are super important. And
I don't know that.
her name's Computer. Rudely interrupted. If you can focus on those 5 things, you're gonna be in great shape. You're gonna be able to just start creating some unbelievable content. If you guys have any other questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment down below. Send me a direct message on Instagram. I love communicating with you guys, and I've always loved talking about gear. Like I have an obsession with gear. It's just fun. Gear matters. Like if I didn't have this light, this is what I would look like. Crap. Now I could find a window and shoot next to a window and get some nice daylight, but I don't have that option right now, so I have this light. The last thing I want to talk about, just a bonus suggestion for a thing you need as a filmmaker, is high quality shirts. You gotta dress appropriately for your shoots. So today we're gonna talk about cuts. I'm a partner with Cuts. You guys probably know this if you've seen any of my videos. You know that I love Cuts and I wear it all the time. It's definitely my go-to shirt. And today's shirt is the Henley Black 3-button with a curved hem. Very nice, very nice, very nice shirt. What I love most about these is you can dress them up as much as you want. They have collared shirts, or you can dress them down. They're very durable, super comfortable. You dry them, they come out wrinkle-free. You can throw them in bags, they come out wrinkle-free. Do yourself a favor, get you a couple of these shirts. You're gonna look professional, and then you're gonna get hired again, and then you're gonna come back and buy some more. 15% off. Use the code down below. Link down below. 50% off Cuts. Great quality. All right. Just plugs. That's all I got in this video, guys. I appreciate you sticking around. I appreciate you guys being here. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here. I appreciate it. It helps us grow as a community. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.